Alright, 9 to 5 Nation, welcome back into another PGA DFS video. This week we got the Puerto Rico Open, as well as the WGC Mexico Championship. We're going to be focused on the Puerto Rico Open in this video. If you want to see the WGC Mexico Championship video, we'll have that in the description below. Just click that link. For this tournament, it's an interesting one. It's a tournament where the greens that they have are only played on two other events on tour. And that's going to be at the Con Classic and the Macoba Golf Classic. So we're going to be using those two tournaments as kind of comp courses that we're going to use to help form our player pool. Obviously, with the World Golf Championship going on as well, this is going to be a tournament where the players aren't as good. Obviously, a lot of them are senior tour players, web.com players, Euro Tour players. So the player pool that we're going to have is not going to be the best, and they're not going to be checking all the boxes. But we do have some really nice plays, some nice core plays that we can roll with that are going to help us gain an edge. And this is an event where we can really gain an edge. Did the research for you guys, and we're going to be successful this week like we have been. 6 out of our last 7 full tournament field cash lineups have cash, so we've been really good there. We're going to look to keep that rolling this week. All right, so let's get started with the top tier here. Obviously, Daniel Berger. I think if you can fit him into your builds, you should. He's a world-class player. He has only made one cut this year, but he hasn't been that far off of the cut line so far. Peter Uihlein is going to be an okay option. He had a T5 finish in 2018, so not a horrible option. He did, make the cut at the Con Classic as well, which is that comp course I was talking about. Graham McDowell. He missed the cut here in 2018 and also at the Macoba, but he's golfing really well this year. 4 out of 5 made cuts so far this year, and 3 of those have been top 20 finishes. Cory Connors is actually the best stat fit. He's first in proximity, 15th in total driving, and 5th in ball striking. But the only problem is he had a missed cut here in 2016, and he also had a missed cut at the Macoba. I do think he'll be able to overcome that. He does make for a nice GPP option, but once again, we're kind of paying up for that. Scott Brown's a play that I really do like. He's going to be a core play of mine. He does have some really good course history. He's been rolling. Ryan Blum's going to be an interesting option. He's made 7 out of 10 cuts so far this year. He also had a T32 finish here in 2018, so he's not the best at fit, though. He does have that missed cut at the Macoba, but once again, you're going to be paying up for some players that you don't entirely believe in, and you just kind of have to, roll with it. Matt Averys is a play that I do like as well. You look at what he's done so far this year. 3 of his starts on the PGA Tour have been top 20 finishes, so you can roll with that if you want to. He did have the missed cut here in 2018, though. Chris Kirk's an option that I would like to roll with. He's typically a cut maker. Hopefully last week was a sign of his game coming around. He had a made cut here last year. He also had that made cut at the Macoba, so he is a good course fit. He is used to those specialized greens there. Wee Kim's an interesting option here. He had a T5 finish here in 2018. Then he also had 2 made cuts the last 2 years. He also had a made cut at the Con Classic and then a top 10 finish at the Macoba. He's not in the best form right now, but he is 9th in proximity. So overall, he does have that course history, the comp courses, and he is a stat fit. So not a horrible option. One of my core plays this week is actually going to be Jonathan Beard. He's made 5 out of 5 cuts so far this year. He's playing some really good golf, actually. He hasn't had a missed cut here in the last 4 years. They kind of been in descending order, though. He had a T12 finish in 2005 and then a T76 in 2018. He also is 17th in proximity. Kramer Hickok is going to be an okay option. He had a T29 finish in at the Macoba, but he's a decent stat fit. He's not the best stat fit. He's going to be an okay option for us. Dominic Bizzelli is a guy that's made me a lot of money so far this year, so obviously I'm going to be rolling with him. He is a good option at this course. He did have the missed cut here last year, but he had a T48 finish at the Macoba, and overall he's just playing some really good golf this year, so I'm going to be rolling with him again. Fabian Gomez should be able to make the cut here at this course. He's made 2 out of 3 cuts here so far. Nate Lashley is the play that I really do like. The 34-year-old rookie. He's made 5 out of 5 cuts so far this year. He's 5th in proximity on tour. So he's a strong option that I really do like. And he's 66 in ball striking, which is actually top 20 in this field. So really not a horrible option. Adam Schenk here is going to be an okay option as well. He's made 8 out of 11 cuts so far this year. He had a T48 finish at the Macoba. So not a horrible option. A lot of these plays I'm not going to have that much ownership to. They're going to be more GPP options. Rafael Campos is a play that I really do like, though. The Puerto Rico native playing in the Puerto Rico Open. He has played well at this tournament before with a T10 finish, a T8, and a T29 finish. He had a mixed cut a miscut mixed in there too as well. But he on the Web.com tour, he's currently the 3rd ranked golfer on the Web.com tour. 3 events ago, he just won an event too, so he's kind of in some pretty good form as well. Tyler Duncan is a player that I rolled with a lot last year. He's kind of struggling this year though. He had that made cut at the Makoba. He is a top 20 overall course fit, so I do expect him to be able to make the cut, and maybe he can pop for us. More of a GPP option. The other DJ on tour here, he's going to be an okay option. He's made 3 out of 4 cuts so far, and he's made the last 2 cuts that he's played here, and then the year before that he missed the cut. And he is a top 20 course fit for me as well, so he's not a horrible option, especially down that low. Sam Horsfield is a decent option as well. He's a European Tour player who at Saudi International, that was actually a tournament that was played on this grass, so obviously, or on that green grass that I talked about, he actually made the cut there as well. He's made 2 out of 3 cuts so far. Not a horrible GPP option. I'll probably have 15% ownership to him. Adam Svensson, the Canadian, he's a decent option as well. His game has kind of come around recently. You see that he made 3 straight cuts in a row. He had a T47 finish here in 2017, and he's an okay course fit. He's 25th in proximity, so not horrible. The next play I want to touch on is going to be a very popular option, I believe. That's going to be Wyndham Clark, and he's going to be popular for 2 reasons. That's 7 out of 9 made cuts, but he's also just a very talented player. I was kind of surprised that he was this low salary-wise, just because of the talent that he has. If his game is rolling, he could easily top 10 this week. But I think it was that low just because he does have that miscut at the Makoba, and he also doesn't have any course history here. So you're kind of paying down for that because of that. Ben Silver, he's an okay option as well. He was a top 30 course fit according to my model. He's made 5 out of 7 cuts so far this year. So he's an okay option. Once again, more of a 10% ownership type of play. If we want to roll down a little bit lower, I think Johnson Wagner is going to be an okay cut making option. He won't dominate, but he'll be a decent option for us. He's made 5 out of 6 cuts so far. He's only made 1 cut here in the last 4 years, and so in 3 events here, he's only made 1 cut. So not the best option. Julian, I'm going to roll with again. So he missed a cut last week, but he kind of had that bad draw of the weather last week, and he's just been rolling, making 5 out of 8 cuts. He's actually made 4 out of his last 5 start across the cut, so I think he's going to be a strong option. He also had a T17 finish here last year, so I do like that. Cameron here is going to be an okay option as well. He had a T44 finish here last year. He's made 4 out of 6 cuts, and his overall game is really good, fit for this course as well, so I do expect him to make the cut and be able to, maybe get a top 30 finish for you. The next option, David Hearn. Once again, he's more of a play where I think he's, this is a course that fits his style of play. He had a T17 finish here in 2018, and then in 2015, he had a T24 finish. So he does have that good course history that we look for. If we roll a little bit lower, Brown here, he's going to be an okay option as well. He's actually on the senior tour. He's ranked 8th there right now. In his last event, he actually had a T2 finish there. So he's an okay option. Michael Bradley's going to be an okay option as well. He's had 2 missed cuts, but he's also mixed in 2 top 27 finishes. Not a horrible option. Alex here, he is a really good stat fit actually. He's 11th in proximity, 32nd in total driving, and 47th in ball striking. But his kind of, he hasn't made a cut here in 4 years. And, he had that miscut at Makoba. But, overall his game should be able to make it work at this course. Hank here, he's going to be an okay option as well. He was a top 30 stat fit according to my model as well. He has made 4 out of 5 cuts so far in his last 5 starts. So he's a decent option for us this week, especially that low at that price. I think we can maybe take the chance on him with a couple of lineups. Tyrone Van Oswegen, he's made 4 straight cuts here at this course. He's also 3rd in proximity, so if he can kind of keep that side of his game rolling, he should be able to make the cut again. But once again, he's not in that good form. Jason Gore is an option that we don't really like paying for that, but he's only played this course here 2 times in the last 4 years, and he made the cut both times. He is a decent stat fit as well, so not a horrible option that low. David Lingmerth, I don't know what happened with his game. 2 years ago, I remember playing him in my U.S. Open lineup. He had like a T17 finish there. Now this year, he's just been really struggling, so maybe he can finally turn his game around. This is kind of a tournament where a player could turn his game around. That's kind of why I'm including a lot in my player pool. Josh here, he had a T38 finish in 2016, and he also had a T48 finish at the Makoba. He's tied for 31st in proximity as well, so he's not a horrible option as well. Next play is one that I was kind of surprised that he was this low, and that's actually going to be Billy Hurley. He's made 1 out of 1 cuts, and I'm kind of surprised that his pricing here. He should be a good course fits at this course. I think it's just priced this low because we haven't seen him in a while. So he's going to be an okay option. You know, I don't really want to pay for anyone under 7K, to be honest with you. I'm going to have a fair and balanced approach, but maybe you want to fit Daniel Berger in here. These guys are going to be some okay option. Alex Axel, he had a miscut here in 2017, but then a T22 and a T24 finish. Rod Pampling here, he's made 3 straight cuts here at this course, so he's going to be an okay option. Obviously, none of these guys are really in good form this low. They're in this tournament for a reason, and that's kind of hopefully to turn their game around. Stuart Appleby, he's made 2 straight cuts, and that's really all the positive things I can say about him. But he has made 2 straight cuts, so that's going to be an okay option. Let's try to finish out this build, but remember, I'll be posting my cash build on the Patreon page, and I'm actually pretty confident in it this week. Maybe I'll be doing my percent ownerships on the page as well. Maybe I'll tweet that out. Yeah, if this video gets to 50 likes, I'll tweet out my percent ownerships to my player pool as well as my cash lineup. All right, thanks for watching, guys, and appreciate it. Let's keep cashing.